Hi guys, Arrowleaf Green, the Green Psychic. Welcome to Hump Day Helper. Okay, first off, apologies for the hair. Having a bad hair day and I'm just over it. In full transparency, this is like my third time recording tonight's video because the card that's come out is negative energy. Now, I've put this card, I made my deck of cards, and I will end up getting them printed and selling them, but I put this negative energy card in there to speak, to prompt conversation around any negative being around you in spirit form. Okay, we're talking about spirit energy, like things that go bump in the night, scary. So it's very fitting that this card is coming up as Halloween is just coming to an end, because there'd be so many people out there getting their spook on, trying Ouija boards, going to haunted places, trying to summon the dead, that it kind of creates a big dust up, and there's a lot of actual negative energy around, as in physical negative energy, spirits walking up and down the streets and all that crap. Okay, so I'm going to try and cut this down. Like I said, this is the third time that I've recorded this. So I've been sitting here for an hour talking about the same thing. I do want this video to only be like 10 minutes, so I'm going to get straight into it. Now, for anybody that's new to Hump Day Helper, just quickly, this isn't primarily psychic. It's normally a card. We pull one card that the universe wants us to discuss, which ironically is about negative energy, negative beings, this week, and we just have a general conversation about that. Now, I really do feel like, I've said it like 18 times, just not on this video, I really do feel like that this is kind of like a public service announcement video. Warning, things that go bump in the night genuinely do exist. Okay, so, negative energy, look, to put it very simply, yes, there are negative spirits, but people that died that weren't good people, they've come back, they're around, they might not have left. Yes, that stuff exists. I also believe if you follow anything spiritual, if you follow me, psychic readings, if you, in any way spiritual, you recognize that there is a spirit life. There are ghosts and other things out there. It's the other things that differ from person to person what we actually believe. There's no right and wrong. Everybody's entitled to their beliefs. We're on our own individual spiritual journey, so it's up to you to experience and to figure out and find out what you believe in. But what I believe in and what I've experienced is that yes, there are spirits out there. There are good and bad. There are angels that watch over us. There are demons and devils and monsters out there that feed off people, and a whole manner of different creatures in between that I don't have words for, I don't have names for. You know, historically there are names for just about everything you can imagine, but if I start rattling these names off, straight away you're going to switch off, because you're going to be like, oh no, we've seen that in so many movies, and it'd be stupid to believe in gnomes and fairies and goblins and ogres, and oh, I'm pretty sure that all came out of Harry Potter. Regardless of what you think they look like or what you've heard or whatever, there are stuff out there and they do have different names, and I've experienced different things. Okay, so my point is that on Sunday night's reading, free triple deck reading, I did speak briefly about playing around with Ouija boards. The fact is that people are constantly conjuring things forward by accident, not with intention, meaning to. But when this stuff happens, especially around this time of year, because it's so simple and easy to do it without meaning to, this shit, that it's like the dead really does walk. It's like Ghostbusters. The city's crawling with spirits walking around, right? Unfortunately, what that means is that we get bombarded by that energy. And for a couple of weeks over after Halloween, there is a lot of weird energy and emotions that aren't our own, and just weird shit that happens, things going bang and whispers and all of that. And we normally, our psychology is normally, oh, it's nothing, oh, don't even worry about it, oh, I'm sorry, somebody's whispering in my ear, but oh, whatever, I'm tired, I just want to go to bed. And we just throw it out like whatever. My point is, well, the point this week is that you need to be vigilant. Okay, so it's kind of like acknowledging that there is spirit forms around us, and mostly in the negative form. At the moment we're talking about. Now, what can you do to get rid of that stuff? Okay, well, the simplest way is to tell it to leave. Anything that's in your house that you don't want there, actually anything, tell it to leave. 9 times out of 10, that'll work. Anything with a little bit of power, or if you don't have the conviction in your voice to really tell it to leave, if it doesn't believe you're actually telling it to leave, your next step would be lighting some sage and using the smoke as ghost be gone, and getting, well, negativity be gone, and getting rid of the negativity from around you. Okay, the next thing is salt water. So water, pour in as much salt, any salt you like, and normally I say leave that beside the bed, because we're very susceptible when we're sleeping. It clears the mind, it creates barriers, it gets rid of negativity. When we sleep overnight, we can invite spirits, positive spirits, and spirits of loved ones, and angels, and muses to come through and speak to us in our dreams. That's totally fine. Have that glass of water there just as a bit of protection, but make sure that you don't let anything negative through. The other thing with salt water is you've got to look at it as nature's holy water. So if you don't want to use the sage, a lot of people don't like the smell, you can use water and salt and just go and splash your room or your house or your home. And just as you're doing it, you've just got to imagine you're shooting light out of your fingers. And the whole point is that this is a positive energy that you're putting out there to get rid of negative energy. Okay? Regardless of what you say, what you do, you can do a prayer, you can say a spell, whatever you like. But the intention is that you're putting positive energy, you're reinforcing positive energy to get rid of negative energy. Okay? Now, again, 99% of the time, any of those 1 or 2 little things will solve your problems. People that have been following me for a while will understand that I'm not just a psychic, I'm also a witch, and I do magic for my clients. And a big percentage of that is doing cleansings, getting rid of negative energy and negative beings, and breaking. This is another word we try to avoid, because as soon as people hear it, they roll their eyes. Like, curses. Okay, now, do curses exist? Yeah, hell yeah, they do. Do we mean curses as in somebody who's doing a whole bunch of spell work and candles and skulls with voodoo dolls? Does that happen? Look, I'm sure that does happen in this day. I know it does happen. But 9 times out of 10, anybody that's playing around with a curse won't have the actual enough energy to really do any damage. So if you think somebody, or if you know somebody's doing that against you, stick your finger up at them, and that's about it. That's about all you need. However, when we think of magic, we think witches straight. Like that's normally what we think of, which is funny, because when it comes to curses, witches have a set of rules, just like the 10 Commandments. The first one being harm none, as in do harm to no one, including yourself, and then you can do whatever you want. And then the second one is whatever you send out, you get back ×3. So a witch turning around and doing a curse to harm somebody, A, breaks the first rule, and B, is stupid, because whatever energy we set out, we get back ×3. So yeah, it's kind of like, I'm going to put a curse on you, but I'm going to get that ×3 back. Get stuffed. Why would we do that? But we know that witches get persecuted, as per history. Okay, my point there is that every culture on the planet has some form of magic, and regardless of what it's called and how it's practiced. Okay, now some of those practices get passed on from generation to generation, just as old wives' tales, like put tomato on a sunburn and it helps, you know. We all get told something to help deal with, you know, if this person's pissing you off, do this, you know. A lot of cultures have this, and we do it, and people do it not realizing that it is a form of negative magic. It is a form of creating curse. It is curse work. So again, if you've got any of those things that you've been told, just watch what you're actually doing, because, you know, yeah, playing with fire, you get burnt. Now, the biggest form of curse that I experience this day and age with my clients is in the form of psychic attack. Okay, and what that means is when we sit there and we get obsessed with someone, and we get angry at them, and we get jealous of them, and we're always competing, any of these things, that energy and that psychic energy can be thrown onto that person without us meaning to, and it can cause them harm. Now, I'm actually looking at this from the point of view as it's happening to you. There could be somebody that's really jealous of you. There could be somebody that's angry at you. Somebody that has this hate for you. And they can actually create a psychic attack, a curse, without even realizing it. What it is they're sending you, basically, make it nice and simple, they're sending you negative energy. Once that negative energy hits you, it can take on a life of its own, a consciousness of its own. So do curses exist? Yes, and that's normally how they happen, just natural in a sort of way, supernatural. So look, I'm not saying be paranoid. I'm not saying curses happen every single day. No, 7, 8 people out of 10 will live their entire life without being touched by anything supernatural in a negative form. Okay, what I am saying is if you're currently surrounded by things that are going bump in the night and having the weird smells and the chills and just having that unsettling feeling, there are things you can do. Okay, first off, walk through your house and tell everything to get out that's negative. Like I said, sage, salt water, that should be it. That should be all you really need to do, and just keep repeating as needed. The thing is, Halloween's just happened. Everybody's been out there trying to stir shit up. Things are stirred up at the moment. There's a lot out there. It's kind of like Ghostbusters. I don't know if I'm repeating myself. Like I said, I've sat here for an hour, so I am going to wrap this up at this point. But if you are concerned, you can always reach out to me, sure, but please try those things first, because you will see that you are stronger than you think, especially when it comes to energy. The living is normally more powerful than the dead, which means spirits and spookies and all those sorts of things. So do this yourself with the pure intention of just getting rid of negativity and putting up positivity, and you'll surprise yourself. Okay, all right, I really am going to cut it off there. If you do want an actual psychic reading, by all means, you can email me at thegreenspsychic@gmail.com. You can follow me on TikTok. You can subscribe to YouTube. And, of course, I'm on Facebook. I just have never mentioned it before. But, so, look, if you do need anything or want a full reading, by all means, reach out and contact me. Otherwise, hang in there. The week is almost over. And let's face it, this is Hump Day Helper, right? We're talking about getting through the week. Imagine if there was bigger shit, like your life could always be worse, right? All right, just take that with you. Things could be so much worse. So thank God that you're in a stable-ish position at the moment. Okay, really hope that helped, guys. Again, apologies, so much energy I'm picking up right now. I do have actually, look, I do have 3 messages. One's for a Megan or a Melissa. And it's from a cousin that has passed, and she's like, just, hey girlfriend, she's just being funny. There is an Adam. I don't know if it's my Adam, my friend Adam. It's actually, I don't actually think it's for you, Adam. But there is an Adam there, or an Alan. There's a male in spirit that's older and taller, and he's watching and he's being supportive, but you need to make better decisions. And there's a Joanne or Joyce. I actually think that might be, I think that's for you, Ma. I will tell you off camera. Alright guys, leave it with you. Have fun, and I will see you later on during the week. Bye.